All right, Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Chakodash. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone, and salute honors to brothers out there preaching his word, certainty, and truth. All right, got this article here from Zero Hedge. It says Peter Schiff, which is like a economist. He he keeps up with the American economy, the world economies, and he gives forecasts and stuff like that. It said Peter Schiff, things are even doomier and gloomier than they look. Okay. Peter Schiff recently appeared on Real America with Dan Ball to talk about the latest employment data and the state of the real estate market. We know there is a lot of doom and gloom in the headlines, but Peter said the situation is actually doomier and gloomier than the headline suggests. And that goes into Ecclesiastes 12. Ecclesiastes 12, and I'm going to just start at 1, okay? Say, remember now the Creator in the days of our youth, while the evil days come not. And the evil days are coming. Evil means bad times. Nor the years draw nigh when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, in the days when the keepers of the house shall tremble. Okay. Now Peter Schiff is, an example of keepers of the house. The economist, the employees on Wall Street, all right, the whole stock market and all that. Those basically means the traders, the traders, all right. That basically means the keepers of the house, all right. In the days when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease. The grinders represents work. Okay. All these companies and laying off people, going with artificial intelligence. All right. There's various of strikes going down different companies. The employees are asking for more pay, and other things like that. So the grinders cease, because they are few. It's few jobs. And those that look out of the windows be darkened. Okay? So there's no future, all right, and prosperity in America anymore. All right. Said the windows be darker. And that goes to the doomier and gloomier. All right. The dark times of America is here, and it's gonna get darker. And the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. Yep, it's a lot of companies that file for bankruptcy, over these last few years, and it's gonna get worse. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Yeah, that's the state of music. State of music today is very, very low. Like, it's low in morale. This is his tweet. Peter Schiff said, due to weak economy and rising rates, national debt is over 33.7 trillion, an increase of 700 billion in just over 6 weeks. At this pace, the national debt is growing to excess of 5 trillion per year, despite official deficit projections of under 2 trillion annually. Okay, and you talk about the debt. The scriptures do talk about debt. How this man Esau Edom will basically run his whole economy on debt, run his whole currency beast system on debt, man. Habakkuk the second chapter. I'm gonna start at verse 6. Habakkuk 2 and 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe means destruction, woe to him that increases not that which is not his. How long? And to him that laden himself with thick clay. And you can see in NASB 20, it said, and maketh himself rich with debt. All right. And that thick clay goes in the Hebrew word abadyat, that means heavy debt. You know. So the elites of the society, actually they are becoming richer. You know, as the more debt they print. All right. Because the dollar bill ain't nothing but a debt note. It's a Federal Reserve note. Okay, which basically is debt. So the more money they print, the inflation sets in. You know, that's the devaluing of the purchasing power of the currency. Okay, but it's actually making the elites richer. You know, the elites always been rich because they use the debt note for for war. You know, because they use the power of America. All right, the belief of power of America in that currency to make themselves richer. But in all actuality, it ain't nothing but a debt note. It ain't nothing but it's not worth anything. Okay, that's why these countries, these BRICS nations, are pulling away from the dollar bill. Okay, they're losing faith in the dollar bill. Okay. But these elites, they deal with gold and silver, which is real money. Okay. Let's see. It said Dan summed it up this way: you just keep spending more than we bring in, printing money and doing what they're doing with the Biden administration. Then he asked a question: how do I keep my head above water with all the doom and gloom, for God's sakes? Well, the Most High is bringing destruction to this economy. Okay. He said the housing market is going from bad to worse. Yep. And these houses already inflated, have been being inflated for the last 8 years. There's going to be a lot of housing prices cut. You know. So I'm gonna kind of say houses going to be cut by half. The prices of houses going to be cut by half to 90%, 50 to 90%. You know, that's how the bubble will pop. You know, it said if you dig beneath the 999,000 private sector jobs that were created, they were almost exclusively part-time jobs. The low-paying jobs, they went to people who already have one or two jobs. The number of Americans working multiple jobs soared almost 400,000, I think, to another all-time record high. Yep, and it's talking about said we lost 35 manufacturing jobs. You know, that's an example of the grinder ceasing. All right. Yeah, you basically get the point, man. Talking about the housing market. Said the bubble's gonna burst. That's when you're gonna get these cheap houses coming. Let's see. Yeah, it's talking about inflation. Peter said people have to understand that the inflation tax is going to keep going up. To avoid it or mitigate it, you got to get out the U.S. dollar. Don't leave your money in a bank. Don't leave it in treasuries or any kind of dollar-denominated bond. Yep, because the plans of the elites are trying to get people away from the dollar and go all digital. All right. This paper currency dollar-based system is going away. Right? You should be buying gold and silver as an alternative to store value, and that's real money, gold and silver. Okay. And you should be investing in real assets. Invest abroad in income-producing foreign stocks, investments that will maintain their real value and deliver incomes that will preserve purchasing power so you can stay even or one step ahead of inflation. All right. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, the keepers of the house are trembling. That's why I'm entitled this video. So that's pretty much all I got. Shalom.